Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Thursday, May 18th, 2023 Board of Education regular meeting for the Lincoln Way Community High School District 210. Please stand for the pledge if you're able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Linda, can you please call the roll?
Dr. Berthold.
Present.
Mrs. Johnson.
Present.
Mr. Kostick.
Here.
Mr. Lacine.
Here.
Mrs. Olenek.
Present.
Mrs. Stokes.
Present.
Mr. Janik.
Here. All right, first up on the agenda, we have the Student Council Presidents. Who would like to go first?
That one? There? Okay, perfect. Okay. Hi, I'm Alexa Hadley, and I'm the Student Council President at Lincoln Way Central. Our Knights have had an amazing couple of weeks enjoying the warmer weather and looking forward to summer. Last week, Student Council celebrated our wonderful staff during our Teacher Appreciation Week. On Monday, teachers enjoyed a Burkott's Cater lunch. Tuesday was breakfast and bingo, so teachers got to pick up bingo cards at the beginning of the day, and Student Council emailed numbers at the beginning of every hour, and then the winning boards got prizes. The iconic Wednesday snack bar was a huge success. Thursday's treat was a gift card raffle with cute Lincoln Way Central stickers, and then Friday culminated in a food truck of Auntie Anne's, which all of the teachers enjoyed. Students had the opportunity to write notes during their lunch hours to be distributed then to their teachers. Overall, our week was filled with gratitude and positivity, and I'm very thankful for the staff we have at Central, and I'm so glad we were able to find a way to honor them during this week. Night athletics have had a successful spring season. Just this past weekend, Abby Burton and Hillary McGivern represented the Knights at the state badminton tournament. Baseball is currently 20-10, with Coach Nowicki earning his 200th career win 2 weeks ago. Softball is 22-4, undefeated conference champs, and are the #1 seed in their sectional. Girls soccer is also the #1 seed in their sectional, also conference champs, and are 16-1-2 on the season. Lacrosse is looking forward to another state run in their sectional starting on Monday. Boys and girls water polo both had great seasons, reaching the the sectional semifinals last weekend. Girls track are conference champs with Nadia Bowden as a state qualifier in the 800, and Gabriella Bush and Kylie Kohler also qualifying in the pole vault. Boys track participated in sectionals yesterday with the 4x8 and 4x2 both qualifying for the state meet, and Devin Smith set a new indoor record time in the 800. And there's been no slowing down for night activities either. Our yearbook staff has worked incredibly hard on your yearbook and are distributing them to students this week. They've done an amazing job being able to capture our memories and allowing us to look back on the year we've had together. We're so proud of our Lincoln Way Central Anglers who just won their sectional, and clubs Bring Change to Mind, Girls Who Code, and UNICEF are exponentially building their numbers. And that brings us to the end. Our underclassmen are working hard to prepare for finals. The senior picnic was today during 6th and 7th hour, and it was filled with friends, food, and fun. And, of course, our last Ian and the Hooligans concert of our beloved senior rock band. And we graduate here in a week. Dr. McNamara has done an incredible job this year, and I'm so honored to be part of her first graduating class as principal. I'm so proud of everything we've accomplished this year, and I am forever grateful to be a Knight. Thank you.
Alexa,
Yes.
a little bit about your plans next year.
So I'm going to be playing soccer at Georgetown next year, and I'm planning to study Spanish and government.
Okay, and we got a little token of our appreciation. Congratulations, if you'd come on up. Actually, just work the gamut. Shake everybody's hand as you come around. There you go. Congratulations. Yeah, there you go. There's a keychain on there, too.
Yes, good luck next year. Did you say something in Spanish? All right, who would like to go next? Oh, here we go. We got it. Oh, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Delia Hmoud, and for the final time, I have some Lincoln Way East news for you all. Before we wrap this year up, I would like to introduce to you all the Lincoln Way East Student Council President who will be taking over next year. She has been an executive member for STUCO for 3 years now, and we're all looking forward to see her take action next year. Give it up for Sama Mohsen. Yes, she was. Let's do this. Through all the obstacles students have faced over the last 3 years, Air Force JROTC cadets have risen to the challenge with their participation in the 2022 to 2023 JROTC Leadership and Academic Bowl. The championship event will be in Washington, D.C. this summer, where 5 of our own are competing. With those Griffins over in D.C., we will have 10 qualified competitors down in Atlanta, Georgia. The future business leaders of America will be competing in nationals this summer as well. East could not be prouder of our hard workers taking their passions beyond the Midwest. The best of luck goes out to our JROTC and FBLA students. With competitions around the corner, bass fishing is also expecting to dominate at their competition this weekend. One of our newer clubs, esports, has a competing team that qualified for the state and placed 6th overall, which is a great way for them to get their names out there so more students become interested in joining. Now, if there's one way students celebrate a successful return from our COVID era, it's with the prom in downtown Chicago. Spending the night at the Museum of Science and Industry will be a memory shared by all. 800 of us underqualified scientists had the privilege to tour exhibits, take fabulous pictures, and dance the night away before heading back to our labs. Prom 2023 proved itself to be a successful experiment. It was a breath of fresh air much needed for our seniors who are being sent off tomorrow at our annual senior picnic. Fast forward to last Monday, we kicked off our special games week with challenges and competitions. The highlight of the week was seeing everyone dressed up in their best tropical clothes in anticipation of summer break, as well as it was full with the best smiles. Amid the fun, Lincoln Way East honored 145 seniors with scholarships from all over the community. Senior Scholarship Night is a chance for seniors to be recognized for their achievements, talents, and persistence. They carry these qualities and actions all year. To end it with a ceremony commemorating the start of their lives after high school on an honorable note. Speaking of seniors, this week we all woke up at 4 a.m. to come together and start our week of traditions with a sunrise, leading into another Spirit Week. We have different vendors in the cafeteria each day, photo booths, picnics, yearbooks, and more. We're definitely emotionally preparing for the tears, smiles, and goodbyes before getting all dressed up and graduating this upcoming Tuesday. Our final new tradition we hope to adopt annually at East is nominating seniors who stand out with their extraordinary contributions to the school or to the community. Each year, 4 seniors will be recognized and get their photos framed with a QR code to turn them into an interactive mural. Visitors can watch a video dedicated to each student's accomplishments to be highlighted in the spirit of the yearly senior gift that our class officers organize. All amazing news aside, the Griffins worked endlessly all year round towards a summer break they had earned. The future is near and it is promising, but the experiences and moments in time could not have been possible without you all. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for allowing me to be here today and speak on behalf of the school I call home. I love meeting new faces and sharing the details that unites this district. With your time and efforts considered, I will always reflect on how appreciative I am of you and your love and support. I hope you all have a long and restful summer break. Thank you so much.
And once again, plans for next year.
Yeah, next year I will be studying business administration at St. Xavier University.
Good. We're 2 for 2. I have something for you. Congratulations. Yeah, there you go. Wear that keychain for you as well. Thank you. Keely.
Good evening. I'm Lincoln Way West Student Council President Kaylee Doran. And just to start off, I would just like to say how successful of a semester it has been and overall a fantastic year. A few weeks ago, we had prom, a night in Venice at Tuscany Falls in Mocana, and it was a huge success, one of the biggest proms Lincoln Way West has ever seen. Followed a week later by our social, which was 70s theme, and it was great for both juniors and seniors to get out, especially after the years we had in the past. A few weeks even before that, we had teacher appreciation, which we showed our gratitude towards all of our staff members by providing a Jersey Mike's luncheon as well as a treat from Cumble Cookies afterwards. We also teamed together with all of our students to provide letters of gratitude where all of our students hand wrote a letter to each one of their staff members who they wanted to show just a little bit of an extra step of how much they mean to them. Student Council has also been busy getting into next year to plan homecoming, coming up with themes, as well as coming up with new drives and ways to give back to our community, followed by electing new officers and getting ready for the 2023-2024 year. Our athletics have also been extremely successful as we've had 2 of our members from track make it to state and break records that have been held since the start of the school. I would just like to say how thankful I am to be in this position right now and all the opportunities I have been given throughout the year. And for one last time, Kaylee Doran signing off as the 2023 Student Council President.
Wait, Kaylee, tell us a little bit about your plans for next year.
So I'm going to the University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy to be a pre-med major in biochemistry, and then I'm going to med school to be a fetal cardiac surgeon.
Yeah, we had to search for the sweatshirt, but we found one. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Good luck to you. Absolutely. Thanks, Kaylee.
All right, thank you very much, ladies. On behalf of the board, we wish you the best of luck next year in your endeavors. Thank you very much. All right, next up on the agenda, we have the Read for a Lifetime Student Recognition.
Good evening. Tonight I'm here with our library and media center directors to recognize some very special seniors who completed outstanding achievements in the Read for a Lifetime program. If you're unfamiliar with the Read for a Lifetime program, it's a state program sponsored by the Secretary of State's office. Every year they give a book list of 25 titles that they have on their list, and students are encouraged to read at least 4. If they read 4, then they're recognized with a certificate from the Secretary of State. Students who read all 25 of the books on the list receive an extra designation. And tonight what we are going to honor is our seniors who for 4 years in a row have read all 25 books. Amongst the many other things they do here at Lincoln Way, they found time to read officially that we've recorded 100 books, although I'm pretty sure we can bet they read even more that weren't on the list. So I'd like to introduce to you first tonight Aileen Cochet. She is our librarian and media center director at Lincoln Way Central.
Good evening. I'm going to be presenting Lincoln Way East's first. This year, Lincoln Way East had 101 total participants in the Read for a Lifetime program. A total of 858 books were read. They had 18 students and 1 teacher read all 25 books this year. 13 students participated all 4 years of high school, and 3 of those students are part of the 100 Titles Club. Tonight, I would like to introduce to you East's 100 Title Club inductees. First, Paulina Gutierrez is attending NYC studying animation. Anila Moparthy is attending U of I studying engineering mechanics. And Lauren Vanderkoy is attending Michigan State University studying neonatal nursing. This year, Lincoln Way Central had 70 total participants in the Read for a Lifetime program, with 43 students and 5 teachers completing the requirements. A total of 367 books were read. We had 3 students and 1 teacher read all 25 books this year. 4 students participated all 4 years of high school, and 1 of those students is part of the 100 Titles Club. Tonight, I would like to introduce to you Central's 100 Titles Club inductee. Sarah Posdal is studying sociology at Joliet Junior College in their honors program. Now I would like to introduce Mrs. Broman Bender from Lincoln Way West.
Hello. Lincoln Way West had 71 participants complete this year's Read for a Lifetime program, reading a total of 624 books. 6 staff members participated. 10 students read all 25 books, and 22 seniors completed the program all 4 years. I would now like to introduce you to West's 100 Title Club reader, Jessica Marson. Jessica will be attending Joliet Junior College to work on her associate's degree in early childhood education and playing for the softball team. Thank you.
Outstanding achievement. I couldn't imagine reading 10 books, let alone hundreds, so that's outstanding. Congrats. All right, next up on the agenda, we have public comment. We have one individual who has signed up, Tessa Quinlan.
Again, sorry, I came straight from a softball game. Knights won again. Keep the streak going. Hello to all of you. One more week of school and summer break starts, something I think we're all looking forward to. I come today because I still want to be a voice for those within the special services community. I know by doing this, I put myself out there because special service is not something that's on everyone's minds all the time, but it's on mine all day, every day. Like I said before, I just want a bit of compassion, empathy, and a small understanding of what us families want for our high school district special service students outside of the classroom walls. I don't know if coming to a board meeting is the right thing to do to be heard because I don't know if it matters, but I'm afraid to give up. We want these students' days at Lincoln Way to be just as memorable. I want them to feel included. I want them to be celebrated for their abilities. I speak a lot of the same things because it's all we've discussed over the past 2 years. I really don't want to be here. I don't want to feel like I have to speak up. I really wish I didn't feel the need to. But I can't just sit back and be okay with not speaking up. Now again, I'm tired of the misconceptions of my advocating. I'm not advocating for something crazy. I'm not asking for the moon and stars. Most of what I'm spoke of here at these board meetings are things that with curriculum such as ASL, but mainly things that won't cost nothing more than someone's time, passion, and want for more of our special service students. Now I will say I'm excited for all that's been done thus far. For Best Buddies to take it to a level where our kids mean something to the schools. We just want something for them, and this is their club. Others join them. So these clubs have their best interests first. Can't wait to see where it will lead. Families are excited to see the progress as well. For Special Olympics, can't wait to see the expansion, can't wait to see more competitions. But I will say, unbeknownst to me, when I was at a local Special Olympics event and happened to be standing to our local area regional Special Olympics director in conversation, she asked me how the Lincoln Way Special Olympics bowling team was going. I told her about all the great things about the bowlers, the teams, the jerseys, the excitement. And I said, have you been to one? She said she's never been contacted. So I'm asking, maybe make that call. Now, it can be because it's new, just starting out, I don't know. But this is that moment where maybe just one more step can make a huge difference in many people's worlds, both kids and families. For special games last week, it was nice to see all the participants excited. It was a great weather for all who showed up, but one thing that was asked to me in the stands was, is this normal? And what the fans were referencing to, if you weren't there, was for about 1 hour games were played, then at 10:30, ice cream trucks showed up. So for about 45 minutes of our kids' time to be celebrated, cheered on, was spent standing in line waiting for ice cream. Parents took off work, grandparents came to see the grandchild participating, PE classes attended, which we had hoped to add more fans in the stands, but what they saw was an empty field. After that, games were close to being over, and it ended with no kickball tournament. Now, bottom line, kids were happy, smiles on faces, and they didn't skip a beat with their enthusiasm, but the fans in the stands questioned. This is the stuff that also matters. So just asking, lift the top of some things and dig just a bit down and see how Lincoln Way can better improve on ways to support, lift spirits, and bring smiles to so many more faces of your students and families. I will remind to look back at the Google slideshow presented back 2 years ago. Listen to my heart is being laid out here. Lincoln Way is a great district. Never, ever denied that. Exemplary status is a great honor. Sports programs to be proud of. Music and arts programs, top-notch performances and festivals. All should be proud, from bottom to top. So over summer and months ahead, just asking for a look at your special services programs. Thank you for your time, your commitment, and your dedication in serving Lincoln Way 210.
Thank you. Next up.
It was, just to add to that, it was an outstanding day. The ice cream truck will come about 45 minutes later next year. For many of those students and the superintendent, that was also a highlight of the day. But it was a fantastic day. The kids participated, had a wonderful time. I think moving the event outside to allow more people to come has been a benefit. The students, after they participate, go back to their home schools, have lunch, watch a movie, and spend the rest of their day. So I want to thank Laura and her team for putting that together. Outstanding leadership by our PE departments as well. So thank you, Tessa.
All right, moving along, we have the consent agenda. We have the approval of the regular meeting minutes of April 27th, 2023, approval of the District 210 advisory minutes from March 27th, 2023, approval of the payroll of May 5th, 2023, personnel reports, the treasurer's surety bond. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
Second.
All right, any questions on the consent agenda? Hearing none. Linda, can you please open the vote?
The vote is open. The vote is unanimous. The motion passes.
Got a little worried there. It was taking a while. Thought it was going to be controversial. Next up, under action items, we have the presentation of invoices for April 28th, 2023 through May 18th, 2023.
Motion to approve the invoices for May 18th, 2023 in the amount of $3,054,704.47.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have 3 seconds. Any questions? I just had one, the chiller payment. Is that the last payment? Have we had a couple of those already?
We've had some smaller ones. This is a larger, and there is still one more outstanding, and that is from the very, very long overdue chiller. That was the replacement from last summer at East. So
Okay.
we still have about 200K outstanding, I think, on that chiller, and then that'll be buttoned up.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, any other questions? All right, hearing none. Linda, you've opened the vote.
The vote is open.
Thank you.
The vote is unanimous. The motion passes.
All right, next up, we have the treasurer's report for April 2023.
Revenues and expenses for the month of April were 3.3 and 8.1 million respectively. Total cash on hand was 13.2 million. So far this year, we've received 58.1% of operating revenues budgeted, and for comparison's sake, that was 58.8 last year. On the expense side, we're at 82.4% of the operating budget, whereas that was 80% through April 30 last year. It may seem like we're trending higher, but that is simply due to timing differences when we trued up the medical insurance mid-year instead of waiting until June 30th. When you adjust for that, we're within 0.5%. Any money being invested continues to benefit, as you can see in the cover memo, from some nice rates of return. We did have a $5 million T-bill mature on April 30th to use for cash flow needs, and with our sweep account keeping pace with the T-bills, we will now wait to make some mid and longer term investments until we get the property tax revenues in May and June. There's not much to report on cash flow variances other than typical timing differences. As for overall cash balance, the district sits 1.4 million better as of April 30th than was initially predicted when the budget was approved. Looking ahead, the first property tax distribution will occur on May 26th. If historical trends are accurate, we should receive somewhere around 7.5 million. However, that can swing, as you know, substantially higher or lower depending on how timely our residents are on paying their tax bills. There are 2 more distribution dates in June. Happy to take any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mike? All right, hearing none. Can I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Thank you. All right, Linda, can you please open the vote?
The vote is open. The vote is unanimous. The motion passes.
All right, next up, under action items, we have the student activities report for April 2023.
Student activities report for your month of April is included in your backup material. For the month ended April 30th, the student activity fund balance is $2,137,554 with revenues of $423,099 and expenditures of $374,053. We do have 4 accounts in the negative. That's due to timing. As many of you are familiar, we have camp registration going on now, which will pay for some of the T-shirts that have already been purchased, but there are timing differences. At the date of this memo, Skills USA is back in the positive, and all the others will be by the end of May. In June, there may be a couple in the negative once again as we're receiving those camp balances as we move into the summer and fall months.
That class of 2024, is that prom?
Prom.
Okay. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the student activities report for April 2023 as presented?
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? Hearing none, Linda, can you please open the vote?
The vote is open. The vote is unanimous. The motion passes.
All right, next up under action items, we have the second reading, school handbook changes.
Included in the backup materials is the second reading for handbook changes. Thank you for the board members who had provided suggestions or comments or had questions. We've made some adjustments since the last meeting. Dr. Fury and District 210 Advisory, as well as our associate principals for SSO Student Services, have gone through and made the necessary changes. We think it's in a pretty good place. It is much more aligned with our policy, with links included, which legally I think puts everything in a better perspective. So I do think it's an improvement. Be happy to answer or defer to Dr. Ferry for any questions you might have.
All right, can I get a motion to approve the proposed school handbook changes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any questions for the handbook changes? Oh, all right, hearing none. Linda, can you open the vote?
The vote is open. The vote is unanimous. The motion passes.
And then that will be linked on our website tomorrow?
Pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly? Okay.
Dr. Murphy, tomorrow? Sure.
Or early next week, Dr. Murphy. I just wanted to at least let people know when they can expect to see it.
No, it'll.
Or tonight.
First of
Thank you.
next week will be ready to go.
Thank you. All right, next up, we have the informational items. We have the report of the Lincoln Way Special Education District 843 Governing Board meeting held April 25th, 2023.
I have nothing to add actually to this. Everything is working. They are increasing the number of their transportation workers. They've had a couple of little blips, but they've worked them out. Sarah has.
And then I believe Dana will be attending the next meeting?
Yes, she will
Great.
be attending the next meeting.
Okay, FOIA requests,
None for this month.
buildings and ground report.
Buildings and grounds and community relations are included in your backup materials. I think we're done with the leaks. Chuck?
Leaks are done.
Leaks are done.
Leak was fixed at Central middle of the month, so that'll be reflected on this month.
But next one, yep.
And we had an email that came in from the public about the greenhouse with the electricity. Can you maybe just address
The
that?
greenhouse is moving
it's on.
forward.
It's
The
on.
only reason that it isn't done now, because it's a direct bore, and it goes into the basement of the north gym. So the disruption of the parking lot or the machinery and stuff, so it was just put off till the summer.
Great, thanks. We're on to asset
Any
of
other
the month.
motions? Thanks, Chuck. Asset of the month for June. Family support. Family Life provides high levels of love and support. Body language, tone of voice, words, and the way you look at your children can show love at school educate parents on how to be supportive of their children and the community, provide and publicize family crisis hotlines, and be a role model for kids.
All right, the quarterly insurance report.
Go ahead, Mike.
As you can see in the attached report, the district had a significant deficit in the medical insurance arena for the new board members in late 2021 and early 2022. Our fiscal year 23 budget, as returning board members know, was increased this fiscal year, and premiums were also adjusted in January. It is early in this calendar year. Obviously, the report you're looking at is January through March claims. By the time we get that data, it's April, and then we bring it to the May board meeting. But we are running right on course through the first quarter. As for the fiscal year budget, which obviously runs July through June, we do continue to monitor that closely. We may see a very small deficit. It's going to depend on the last couple of months of claims, but if we do, we will make any appropriate adjustments heading into fiscal year 24.
Any questions or comments about the quarterly insurance report? We're still working with STUM on that. We're meeting with them. Things are working well there.
Yeah, I was just on the phone with STEM multiple times this week. They've provided responsive data, and they've been good to work with.
All right, fiscal year 2024 budget calendar.
Go ahead.
I will bring a preliminary version of the FY24 budget next month. As you can see in this calendar, please know the initial draft will include several estimations on both the revenue and expenditure sides. We rely on several state and federal updates. Some of those don't come until July or even August, and some of those dollars are significant. So please keep that in mind for the June draft. Similarly, I will bring to the board an updated 5-year financial forecast. We're going to bring that either in June or in August with the more formal tentative budget. The timing of that forecast is going to depend on what I believe in good faith I can make some kind of material assumptions and estimate those in a meaningful way, so I don't want to bring it in June if August makes more sense.
We have the first readings policies.
Just ask that the board take a look at any policies before the June meeting. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please get those to me. We can have those answers ready at the next meeting. There are not significant policy changes. These are mostly footnotes and legal, legal standpoints, but be happy to answer any questions you'd have.
All right, we have the legislative report.
Mr. Janik and I discussed earlier today the vote for the southern, what do you call it? The
South Suburban Airport.
South Suburban Airport did pass. So awaiting the governor's signature. Could have a potential impact on our area, certainly, just being south of our properties. So I'll be talking with legislators in the upcoming weeks to see what impact and what that may mean for our area. But that's something to certainly monitor as we work through the process. They did vote for the continued free lunch. That's not necessarily a major impact for us. We'll look into it, but we'll take a look at that.
All right, other district business?
From superintendent's report, just real quick, we did meet last week. Was it last Wednesday, our summer construction meeting? My weeks are running together. Mr. Lashane, you can give us, I told you so. The pool pack is not ready. We were told June. It's not happening in June. We were now told September. We're not going to hold our breaths. The other interesting thing, we can't shut our pools down in September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, or May. So June and July are when we're going to have to do it. So we've already talked to them about that. In October, we'll be coming back and asking to purchase the second one. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're able to do one, not this summer, but next summer, and then maybe even the following. We're in good shape. We're out ahead of it, but I don't see any way that pool pack is going to be completed and installed until the following summer. Chuck, am I right on that assumption? Correct. In terms of our elevator renovations, we're right on time. The equipment is in, the materials are in. The renovation in the front of student services here at Central will be starting May 30th. So we'll be right on time with that. So everything else looks good except for the pool pack. And so I'll keep the board
Are we
updated over
locked
time.
in on a price with that? I know the two schools.
Correct,
Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes,
yeah.
yep, absolutely. And then, you know, we'll work, they understand that we're not gonna be able to shut down our pool for 5 or 6 weeks in the season, just, it's
Scott,
be challenging. Yes.
I think there's a price increase coming on the one we don't have at the end of August. And it's like 10% in that arena. So
Well-
is there any way we can get that bid before then? To lock it in?
We will talk to DLA tomorrow. Let me call our architects tomorrow and see what we can do.
10% of $1 million. is a lot of money.
Because we're not, I mean, we wouldn't be paying for it until
Correct, but I just meant,
Yep.
we're not gonna get it, and we're
Yeah.
not gonna pay for it.
10% on $2.5 million is,
Well, the one that's already locked in, that's on order, it wouldn't affect that.
correct, we're locked
It
in
would
there.
only be the
Our next
equipment
one.
purchase of the next one, which is, I don't think it's that much.
No, it'd be 2 million, I think. It was, we did the
That
more
was a total
expensive one.
package.
We did the more expensive one.
We did the more expensive one, but I do think the one here at Central, I think that bid price came in at what, 1.8, 1.9?
But it would only
1.8.
be, well, the install part would go up a little bit, but the actual equipment, which I thought that was under, the actual equipment was under, a little under $1 million, wasn't it? The piece of equipment, I think it was.
Okay,
But either way,
yeah,
it's a
I
lot
don't
of money.
remember the
Yeah,
differential.
it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, we can look at that. Yep, we'll look at that. Absolutely. Very good. Thank you. That's all.
All right, other district business? I just want to pass along, on behalf of the Lincoln Way Board, our condolences to the family of Dan DiCaprio, who's a board member in District 114, a longtime educator, passed away a few weeks ago, I think.
Correct.
So, you know, on behalf of the Lincoln Way community, we express our condolences to his family. And then we have correspondence.
Yes, we had a letter expressing the gratitude to Mr. Lupke and our Bridges program staff. And then we also received a letter, and it's not in here, but supporting our transition program and the path of those students. Those transition students are the students who stay with us through 23, and that's been 6 years, Laura, I think we've been doing that program. Is that right? 7? Transition? How many? Closer to 10? Time flies when you're having fun. So it had been my first year, so we just completed our 9th. Okay?
Would it be possible if we upload that letter to correspondence?
Yeah, we'll get it in there.
Yeah, just
We'll get
so
it
that
in
way.
there. I think that was sent to the board as well.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get that in there. And then this one is for the Bridges program. Second year of Bridges? Just finished our second year of Bridges. So, very proud about those programs for the students with additional needs. That's all.
All right, and then we have the graduation dates coming up.
Graduation will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. We've discussed the option, looking at next year, of maybe doing them all on a Saturday. District 230 is doing that again this year. I'm going to check with their administration next week and see how it goes, and that's something that I think we'll discuss in June. At least throw it out there. You know, if we could do it 2 or 3 hours apart and do all 3 in one day on a Saturday, the week before Memorial Day, for instance, our seniors finish tomorrow. We could have they could have had practice 6th and 7th hour, send them on their way, come back the next day, knock it out, and then focus on finals the next week. So something that we'll discuss in June. I just wanted to get that on your radar, something that we could think about.
All right, so I would then entertain a motion to go into closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of employees, purchase or lease of real estate, and student-related matters. All right. Linda, do you need to open the vote, or we can just signify by saying aye? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All right, aye. The ayes have it, and there will be action after closed session, but we are now in closed session. So we are now back in open session. I would entertain a motion to approve the settlement agreement regarding student A reviewed in closed session.
So moved. Second.
All right, Linda, can you call the vote?
Mrs. Johnson? Yep. And Mrs. Stokes?
Aye.
Mr. Janik?
Aye.
Mr. Lasine?
Aye.
Mr. Costick?
Aye.
Mrs. Stokes?
Aye.
Mrs. Olenek?
Aye.
I get the votes
Mrs.
twice.
Johnson?
Aye.
Dr. Berthold?
Aye.
The vote is unanimous. The motion passes.
It's like Chicago politics. We're early and often.
All right. Don't think there's anything else. We had other
Move
business
to
on there, no
adjourn.
other business. So I would make, just entertain a motion to adjourn. Do
Move to adjourn.
I have a second? Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Next meeting is June 15th, 2023.